All right, boys and girls, now we're moving on to example 3. And in example 3, now I'm going to show you how to convert from radians to degrees. And again, all you have to do is multiply radians by 180 degrees over pi rad. So it's the reciprocal of what we did earlier, okay? Again, you don't need to use the calculator. It's very simple. So let me start with the first example. Okay, so in example 3, we have 3 examples. A is pi over 9, B is 8 pi over 3, and C is 3 radians. Notice the third one has the unit of measure radians. When it's not specified, it's automatically implied that it's radians, okay? All right, so let's start with the first one. So we have pi over 9. So all we have to do is multiply by 180 degrees over pi rad, okay? Now what you're going to notice is the pi's are going to cancel. Now, since we want to go from radians to degrees, we should have final answer degrees. So like I noted earlier, when your unit of measure is not given, it's automatically implied that it's also radians. So this is also radians, okay? So this will cancel out. The radians, the unit of measure should cancel out. And so all you're left with is 180 and 9. So you can simplify that. So obviously we can have the greatest common factor would be 9. So this would be 1 and this would be 20, but we still have the degrees. Okay, so our final answer should be 20 degrees. Okay, and that's it. So again, you don't need a calculator and everything should be able to simplify. So for B, I'm actually going to put the radians, the unit of measure ahead of time, okay? So 180 over pi rad. Obviously, if you want to go from radians to degrees, you should know that the radians should always cancel. So if you end up using the other formula, then you know you did something wrong. So radians will cancel, pi will cancel, and then 3 and 180 have a greatest common factor of 3. So this would be 1 and this would be 60. But remember, we want to still keep it in degrees. So 8 times 60 should give us 480 degrees. Okay. All right, last one. 3, oops, let me use my blue marker, sorry. 3, I'm not going to write the whole word radians. I'm just going to write rad. 3 rad times 180 degrees over pi rad. All right, notice this time we don't have a pi to cancel out. So all we're going to cancel out is the rad. And then we just multiply this straight across. Since degrees, we don't want to keep it in pi form. So you don't really want your final answer to have a pi. So we actually want to multiply it. So let's grab a calculator. So although I stated earlier that we didn't need a calculator to do this, in this particular case, I would need it just to multiply this. So 3 times 180 divided by pi. And if your calculator has the pi symbol, why not use the pi symbol, okay? So this would give me approximately, and I'm going to write the approximately symbol. It's 171. I'm going to go ahead and just round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so it'll be 0.89. So I usually like to keep 2 decimals, and it is an angle or degree. I'm sorry, not an angle. So I want to make sure I put the degree. 171.89. Okay. So in the other ones, the pi's canceled out, and this one it didn't, but I just want to make sure I simplify it. So I actually divided by pi, okay? Because my final answers want to be in degree, and usually we don't have pi in our form. All right, so let me give you some examples for you to try now.